Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at another Elliot Easton solo, this time Just What I Needed. Actually, the other night I was watching, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube and started watching all these Cars documentaries with Elliot Easton, and then I happened to catch Elliot Easton playing the Tiki Firebird, which is an awesome looking Firebird. Definitely, if it came in a different color, I would consider it. Anyways, he plays the solo to Just What I Needed in it, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, what the hell is he playing? Because he, in the middle section, after he goes, he starts going, and I was like, what is he playing? That's not in the song. And then I was like, have I been hearing this solo wrong all these years? So I then went back and listened to the record. I'm like, no, he's definitely not playing what he's showing in this video. So then I went and watched a concert from 78 and 79, and I was like, okay, cool. Then I saw a couple of people, because you put it, you look these things up, and now it's in the feed of people teaching it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to watch a couple of these guys. And they all throw in like all these superfluous notes, and I was like, it's a little crazy, because I don't hear it on the record. They play like this whole, it's just weird what they play. And when I watched him live, it's just a slide, and on the record it's a slide, and you can barely hear it. But anyways, I thought I would teach this solo note for note for you so you can play it. And I play it the way he plays it, because I used to play it a little different. Some of the sections I used to change positions, but when I saw him play it, I was like, all right, I'll try it, and then I got used to it. So here we go. This is... we start, he basically plays in the 5th fret position, and he starts with this. And he's basically just playing G sharp, F sharp to E, but it's... Now, I'm going to show you like my fingering for it as well, because you can just kind of see it, but it's... I'm going to take my middle finger to play the 3rd string, and I'm going to bend it a whole step, so it's... And he does like a fall off there. It's like... And then he comes... And from that, when I drop my first finger down, now I'm in this position. So it's... He does another bend, and then plays it like a G sharp, sus4. So let's take it to there. We'll call that, I think there's like 3 parts to this solo, so we'll call that part 1. Part 2 now is going to do the slide that I was talking about, that people seem to put all kinds of notes in front of it, and it's really not there. It's just... Peace. Now watch my fingering here. I'm sliding up to the G sharp, to the B, and then hitting the B. So it's... Now you slide this finger and do the same. So it's... One more time. And then he finishes off that with this. And he falls off at the end. You can hear it. It's like... Now here, we'll start, I'll call this part 3, when he goes. So it's... Again, repeat that, just so you can play it and hear it. So he's bending the B to C sharp, and he's going C sharp. It's like bookending it. And then here he bends to the G sharp, down to the F sharp twice, and to the E. Now here he's going to go, again, that same, except now we're going to take it to the 6th fret and bend a whole step. So that part is, again, one more time. And that's just a pull off from the 6 to the 4 after the 6 bend. Now here's like the weirdest lick that comes into the song, and it's just because of where he plays it, and I used to play this in a different position, but so far I basically, just by osmosis, when I picked up the solo, this is where I played it. But here he plays this. He takes the bend here, takes the G sharp bend again, the F sharp to G sharp, and now with his pinky he hits the C sharp, and then he hits the B, and then comes down on it. So it's... One more time. And now he's just going to walk up a E major scale, playing like, going here in like, what do you call these, 6s? So we got... So it's 9th fret, 11th fret, then the 13th and 12th, then the 14, 15, 16. So that's like... And now I'm going to play the solo slow, the whole thing, just so you can hear it and see it. And that's the solo. Before I put the guitar away, I will show you this one more time for those who haven't seen it. This is a G&L ASAT Classic Tribute Series. Great player. It's a great playing guitar. Jumbo frets. I love it. I like the individual saddles. I hope that solo helps you if there was something, a wall that was blocking you from learning that song, or if you just happen to stumble upon my channel and learn that song, that's great. I want to talk a few minutes about the Cars because, you know, there's no doubt about it that Okasik is awesome. Now, I don't know if it's pronounced Okasik or Okasik. As I said, I went down a rabbit hole watching these documentaries and everyone was calling him Okasik, so when in Rome. So, I mean, he wrote all the songs and was really brilliant. And Elliot Easton really shaped a lot of the songs with the solos he played and just the way he played. I really think he's an underrated, underspoken about player who just played great things musically and melodically. Just great, and you should really look into a lot of his solos and playing them. And maybe I'll teach some more as we go. But I really like to spend a little time talking about Ben Orr, because no one talks about Ben Orr, the bass player for the Cars. And recently I bought a bass amp from somebody online. And when I went to his house, we were talking about the Cars briefly. And I mentioned Ben Orr. And not to single this guy out, but many people, anytime I mention Ben Orr, they're all like, oh yeah, I love Drive. And I'm like, Drive? That might be my least favorite song he sang. A lot of people don't realize that Ben Orr sang a lot of the material. They think that Okasik was the front guy, and therefore he was the guy that sang everything, and he didn't. If we look at Just What I Needed, that's Ben Orr singing. That is not Rick. Rick on that album I know sings Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, You're All I've Got Tonight, I'm in Touch with Your World, Don't Just Stop. But Just What I Needed, Bye Bye Love, All Mixed Up, and Moving in Stereo are all the Ben Orr songs. And personally, those are the ones that I love. It's an orangey sky. Oh, wait. I mean, he just has that great voice. And it continued on Candio. On Candio, he did Let's Go, It's All I Can Do. I think he shared lead vocal on Since I Held You. And he also sang You Can't Hold On Too Long. It's all right. Again, some of my favorite songs on there. Now, Ocasek sang the brunt of that album, but those It's All I Can Do Alone and Let's Go, that's Ben Orr. And they're great, great songs. On the next album, Panorama, he sang Don't Tell Me No, Running to You. And he also sang, Down Boys. And he split vocal on You Wore Those Eyes with Rick Ocasek. And that's an underrated album as well. And then we got Shake It Up. I know he sang Cruiser. This Could Be Love and Think It Over were the Ben Orr songs on that album. But he sang some of the greatest songs. And I always think that when he passed, they should have found somebody that sang like him. I always thought they should have got somebody like Peter Murphy from Bauhaus. I believe Peter played guitar, which he can play bass. And his voice is really similar to Ben Orr's voice. If you listen to a song called It Cuts You Up by Peter Murphy, check it out if you don't know it. It's a great song. But Peter was the singer for Bauhaus. And I always thought, and I still think, so if anyone from the Cars camp is watching this video for any reason whatsoever, take a tour. Go out and go tour the first 4 albums and get somebody like Peter Murphy to take the Ben Orr spot and do those songs justice, because they were like the soundtrack to all of our lives growing up. And I think you should go out and embrace it and take it out. And don't try to replace him like you're continuing on with the band, but more like get someone that sounds like him. And like I said, I think Peter Murphy would be a great fit for that band. Vocally, he could do all that stuff. He's a musician. I just think it would be great. Anyways, I'm a big Ben Orr fan. It was a shame when he passed. And it was, to me, that was the end of the Cars. And, like I said, unless they go out and find somebody that could take his spot and do those songs justice, that band's been done for years. But I would love to see it. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big concert goer, but I would go see the Cars if they were to get Peter Murphy to fill in for Ben Orr, and they were to go do, really put on a stage production and go out and do, the grand finale tour. I'd be in. I think that would be fantastic. And if they are getting that idea from this show, please call me so I can pick your set list. Thank you very much. Anyways, other things going on. Thanks so much for all the podcast stuff. Everyone seems to be enjoying the podcast, and that's cool. It's just John and I bullshitting back and forth, and that's always fun. And I'll be doing some more stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to do the bass better and get it plugged direct, because this Mustang amp doesn't really do the bass sounds that well. And because I'm doing all these R&B songs in my other band, I thought it would be fun to teach some bass lines that on some rare songs that no one's really showing online. I've been super, super busy teaching and gigging. I had a crazy week last week with a gig that was double booked and then canceled, and then they rebooked us, and we did a show with another band, and we had probably over 100 people, maybe 200 people in the bar. It was nuts. We had a blast. If you're in the Massachusetts area, come out to a gig. That'd be fun. That's all I got for today. I hope this lesson helped you, And if you didn't know Ben Orr sang all those Cars songs, now you do. Very good.